windshield or a chip that's spreading fast? Don't wait. Windshield Doctor at 701-572-4088. Locally owned and trusted. They specialize in raw chip repair, full windshield replacement, and so much more. From screen repair to flat glass, picture frame glass, plexiglass, and mirrors. If it's glass, the Windshield Doctor has the cure. Fast service, fair prices, and hometown care. Call the Windshield Doctor today. Your clear choice for crystal clear results.
In the Mondack region, we know what makes the community special. People who care and moments worth sharing. Coca-Cola Bottling of Williston is proud to bring families, friends, and neighbors together with ice-cold Coca-Cola and a full lineup of refreshing beverages you love. From gatherings of friends and family to school fundraisers, ball games, and local events, we're here to support our communities and refresh the moments that matter. Coca-Cola, bringing the Mondack region together one smile at a time.
Saving money feels impossible when you're young, but Western Cooperative Credit Union is here to help. Our CU Succeed program gives you monthly interest payments, free checking, and a 1% discount on a one-time loan. Plus, earn cash for being on the honor roll with our Good Grades program. Get started today at WCCU.org. Western Cooperative Credit Union. Join the herd. Qualifications apply. Visit us today. Federally insured by NCUA.
Mike Gerbeck here for Teton Basketball on 660 Keys News Radio. Tetons getting ready to go here for this one against Dakota College of Bottineau and the Lumberjacks, both teams in the locker room. And this is the Williston State College pregame show. Here we have about 18 minutes before we're slated to get underway for the 7:30 start, but with that girls game getting done considerably earlier, they have under 6 minutes on the clock. We're going to get a little bit of early start here at the Well in Williston. Taking a look at the Mondack Conference rankings currently. On top of everyone in a tie for first is NDSCS and Dawson Community College, both at 6-1. Miles in at 4-3. Dakota College at Bottineau and Williston State at 3-3. United Tribes at 1-5, and Lake Region State still looking to get their first conference win of the game. The Tetons looking to get back above 500 and supplant Dakota College at Bottineau. Dakota College of Bottineau won the first matchup here before between these two teams. It was a barn burner down in Bottineau at the Woodshed, in a game that Bottineau was trying to pull away several times. They had at the break a 13-point lead before Williston State was able to climb back, cut it down to just single digits, but could not get within 2 or 3 points, and Bottineau was able to pull back late thanks to some timely shooting and a bunch of trips to the free throw line. Taking a look at both the teams, we'll start off with the Lumberjacks. So far on the year, they have 24 games played in their books. Overall, they are 16-8, averaging 87.5 points per game, shooting 47% from the field, 33 from beyond the arc, and 69% from the free throw line. 43 rebounds per game. Defensively, they're pulling down 29-13 offensively. On 15 assists per game, they're turning it over under 15 times, so they have a positive assist to turnover ratio. They make 9 steals, just under 2 blocks, and they commit 18 personal fouls per game. Leading the way for the Lumberjacks here, as we are now in the second loop through for this conference schedule. And leading the way in scoring is currently Damon Tepuskovic. He has 12.5 points per game. Edward Lual comes in with 12.4, 12.3 from Elijah Reynolds, and Jaden Arzola with 11.5. Coming in this one, taking a look at the last 2 times these two teams played, it was Elijah Reynolds off the bench. He had a massive 32 points, including going 5 of 7 from the line. That was able to hold the Tetons off and get the win for the Lumberjacks. Taking a look now at the Tetons with 3 minutes left to go before we get underway. Tetons come into this game so far with averaging 93 points per game, shooting 46% from the field, 31% from deep, 72% from the stripe, pulling down 39.5 rebounds per game. Looking at that rebounding breakdown, 28 defensive, 11.5 offensive rebounds. Tetons are getting just under 14 assists per game, committing 14.5 turnovers, stealing the ball just under 9 times, just over 2 blocks per game, and they're committing 16 personal fouls per game here throughout the season. Looking at their individual performances, and they not only have 2 of the highest scorers in the conference, they have 2 of the highest scorers in the nation, including number 1 overall with Josiah McDonald. He is averaging 26.5 points per game, followed up by the number 5 scorer in the conference in Eden Hobbs, who has 23 points per game. Carson Hare with 11.3 per game, and just outside of the 10-point threshold is Andrew Sauer. He's been there earlier in the season, but currently has 9.6. Taking a look at some of the individual leaders, we mentioned McDonald and Hobbs 1 and 2 in the conference. McDonald is also in the top 5 for rebounds per game at 7.5. 2 Lumberjacks make their way to the top, or 3 Lumberjacks make their way into the top 5 in shooting percentage in Tyree, Tupaskovich, and Lual, each above 50%, with Tyree hitting 61. From beyond the arc, no one makes an appearance. McDonald the second in the conference in steals. Hare fourth in the conference, with Reynolds for Bottineau at 5th. A 6 coming up for assists. Hare again comes on the rankings. He's in at 3rd. And overall blocks, no one for either team makes the ranks. Final minute before we wrap up the pregame and start with the starting lineups. We're going to take a quick 1-minute timeout. This has been the Williston State College pregame show right here on 660. Williston State College, where the people make the difference. We'll be back for the starting lineups in 1 minute.
Are you ready to find your dream home in Williston or the surrounding area? At Basin Brokers, their experienced team is here to make buying or selling a home a breeze. With helpful buyer resources and expert guidance, you'll feel confident every step of the way. Start your search anytime with their easy-to-use online property search at BasinBrokers.com. It's fast, it's local, and it's always up to date. Basin Brokers, local experts, real results. Visit BasinBrokers.com today. Let's get moving.
We have a lot of laundry. Hi, this is Kyle from Photos, Appliance, and Outdoor Living. We are Williston's washer and dryer headquarters. Get a Hot Point top load set for $1,218. The Whirlpool front loaders for $19.99 a set. We are also your dishwasher replacement headquarters starting at $4.89. Don't forget the Pro snow throwers and CMA infrared heaters. Delivery installation always available at Photos, Appliance, and Outdoor Living. Located south of Kitty Furniture and 2nd Avenue West, Williston.
Mike, we're back here for Teton Basketball on 660 Keys News Radio. Time now for the starting lineups. And this is the Basin Brokers starting lineups. Basin Brokers, where real estate knowledge meets hometown service. They'll be starting off first with Dakota College of Bottineau and the Buccaneers. Coming out first is going to be number 4, Mustafa Diamande, sophomore guard from West Fargo. Coming out next will be number 14, Edward Lual, a sophomore guard forward from Perth, Australia. First is Charlie Morecambe, a sophomore guard forward, also from Perth, Australia. We'll have to get the rest of the starting lineups there as they hit the lights here on us for the Teton starting lineup. As Williston State College, we do have their starting lineups already. Wasn't able to get the Lumberjacks before the game. We'll get them when they come out onto the court, but now it's time as they hit the lights and get the laser show out on the scoreboard for the starting lineups for the home team on the scoreboard, the Williston State Tetons. Tetons come out with a 6-foot sophomore forward from San Antonio, Texas, number 1, Josiah McDonald. Now next is another 6-foot sophomore guard from Bottineau, North Dakota, number 2, Carson Hare. Out third for Williston State is a 6'4" freshman guard from Kenosha, Wisconsin, number 12, Andrew Sauer. Out third for Williston State is a 6'5" sophomore forward, number 21, Eden Hobbs. And rounding out the starting lineups for Williston State and the Tetons is a 6'10" freshman forward from Melbourne, Australia, number 15, Grantham Milner. Tetons are coached by Alex Herman and Rod McDade. Tetons huddling out on the court, waiting to get ready here for this one. Force a little bit of redemption. Also out on the court for the Lumberjacks was Damjan Tupaskovic, a freshman forward from Belgrade, Serbia. And also out there, rounding out the starting lineup, is number 2, Cade McKeon, a freshman guard from Perth, Australia. It is Milner in the center circle for the Tetons. He's in there with Tupuskovic, and we are now just waiting for the ball to enter the center circle, and it has. Going to be a jump, and it'll be tipped around. Neither big man can get their hands on it, and it'll fall down, picked up by Arzola on top of the perimeter. Arzola over on the far wing, looking down underneath, nothing there. Back up on top, it'll go. Three-pointer, no good. Rebound pulled down by the Tetons up the court. They get it to McDonald. He's going to try to drive, cut off on the wing, up to Hare. Hare looks to drive. He's going to try to get down low, out to Sauer for 3. Ender too hard, no good. Rebound's going to go off of Hobbs, out of bounds. Good play by the Lumberjacks, flipping it off of Hobbs' leg. Dakota College of Bottineau takes back over. 19 and a half left to go in the first on the American State Bank scoreboard. Up the court is Arzola, crosses over, picks up a screen from Tupuskovic. He's going to look to cross over on Milner, spin in the paint. Here gets a hand on it, and he's going to come away with the steal. Milner back to Carson. Since the last time these two teams played, Milner is a much better defensive forward for the Tetons. He'll get it up on top and go for a triple. In and out, Sauer with the offensive rebound. Puts it up again. He's going to get knocked out of bounds. And he looked towards Coach Herman looking for some sort of help, but he didn't get fouled. And Coach Herman said, hey, let's just get back to playing basketball. Back up the court now will come Arzola again. Neither team has scored through the first minute of play. Arzola driving on Miller, throws it into the hands of Sauer. Another Teton steal. Back to McDonald. Williston State now gets it over to Hare. Carson drives, gets a step, flips it underneath to Sauer, goes forward, a little flip shot, point blank, up and in. Andrew Sauer gets his first bucket of the game. Tetons up 2-0. Arzola picks up a screen, late blocked by McDonald on a good defensive rotation. Josiah timed that one out perfectly. 22 on the shot clock. Inbound play coming for the Jacks underneath their own bucket. Arzola set to trigger a 4-low look along the baseline. Calling for it up on the perimeter is Luwal. They get it over on the wing. Go back up to Arzola. He'll cross over. Nothing doing. Now back out. Three-pointer coming from Diamande. That'll be no good. Hobbs will pull down the rebound. Back of the court comes Eden. He's going to try to drive. Gets cut off by Luwal. Up to McDonald. Josiah is going to be fouled by Diamande. JoJo crosses over, and Diamande had his hand in trying to swipe it away. That'll be the first team foul, first personal. 18:09 left to go in the first half. Hobbs set to trigger from the near sideline. Bounce pass to Hare. Has to reel it in. Gets it out to Sauer. Now look to drive baseline. Up to Milner. Milner takes off. Hands back to Sauer, who will fire another three. That one no good. Hobbs can't reel in the rebound. And that'll go back out of bounds. 2-0 still in a slow start for both offenses. A little bit of full court man-to-man press now for the Tetons. Hare up on Arzola as he comes across the timeline. High screen from Tupaskovic. Arzola back to Tupaskovic. He's going to drive on Miller. Throws one up. That's going to be no good. Sauer can't come down to the rebound. Gets to Grantham. Now up to McDonald. He'll slow things down. JoJo weaving, bobbing, looking to find room. Kicks it out to Hare. Pump fake, looking to drive on Arzola. Underneath to Sauer, who slices through a couple, and he'll draw the foul from McComb. That'll be his first personal, second team, sending Andrew Sauer to the stripe for a pair of free throws, with the first free throws of the game here in this men's game of in Williston. So we're at the stripe. As both teams still looking to figure out what each other are doing here in the first couple of minutes. Sauer knocks down his first free throw. He has all 3 points scored in the game so far. 17:31 left to go in the first half. Sauer at the stripe now again for his second of 2. McDonald and Hobbs into rebound, and not needed as Andrew knocks down both. He has a 4-0 lead over Bottineau. Jump pass going to be tipped by McDonald, out of bounds. Arzola did a good job boxing him out so he couldn't try to save that one. Another inbound play coming. Full court press for Williston State. Man to man. Get the ball into Diamande. McDonald chasing him up the court. Diamande has to rotate over, and there's going to be a foul called on McDonald. I didn't see literally any contact. And Coach Herman, I think, is asking the same thing. Still not happy with an answer, and I think he just kind of has to say, all right, let's go. As Diamande will into the ball into the backcourt to Arzola. That was the first personal, first team on the Tetons, first personal on McDonald. Diamande, there's going to be a handoff from the wall, gets it back to Arzola, now to Diamande. He's going to drive, flanks through the air, and roll in around the world a couple of times. Diamande with his first bucket of the game, 4-2 on the American State Bank scoreboard. The game can now start with both teams scoring. Hobbs has it poked away from him, picks it up in the backcourt. He'll look to drive it past Luwal, gets a step and a pump. Going to kick it into the corner to Hare. Going to drive past Arzola through contact. Up, no good, tipped around. Luwal comes down to the board, gets it off to Arzola, who pushes it back up the court. Pick and roll with Diamande, nothing there. Arzola still has it. Back to Luwal. Luwal drives, flips it back to Arzola. Now sets up a screen, pick and roll, can't find it. Up to Diamande on top. 10 on the shot clock. McDonald with a steal. He's off to the races. No one can stop him. Up he goes. Down it goes. Two-handed flush, or one-handed flush for JoJo. His first bucket of the game. Tetons up by 4, 6-2. And he was able to look at the student section for the Tetons as he made that play. Pass goes up on top. Good defensive recovery for the Tetons. Mismatch now with Diamande and Milner. Up on top it goes to Arzola. He's going to drive, lose the handle. It'll be Hobbs who comes away with it. 3-on-2 break. Eden gets downhill and he'll flip it up. No good. It'll be tipped back out. Back up the court again comes Diamande. In the corner to Arzola. He crosses over. McDonald right on him. Just about lost a handle. Screen coming from Tapuskovic. In the corner it goes to Diamande. Entry pass in the post to Luwal on Sauer. Sauer with great defense. Luwal can't finish. Andrew with the rebound. And back come the Tetons. 15.5 left to go in the first. McDonald across the timeline. Splits the defense. Kicks it off to Hobbs. Corner 3. Eden knocks it down for his first bucket of the game. And the Tetons are up by 7. Couple of subs coming in. And the home faithful is feeling it. We'll be back in a half a minute.
Here at Montreal Williams Electric Cooperative, we believe in you, not us. We are members, owners, family. We love what we do. We are built for you and by you. We give back. We are leaders like you. We empower people. We improve lives. We believe everyone has a unique voice and the power of government. We are many members. We are one force, one vision. We are building a better world. Now, together, we can.
Mike Ruder back here for Teton basketball on 660 Keys News Radio. A couple of subs in and out. Diamande out of the game. Checking in is Elijah Reynolds. He had 32 the last time these two teams faced off against each other. Also into the game for Mooncombe is number 13, Marquez Tyree. Tyree's going to get it down low. He'll flip it up over the top of Sauer and quickly make his presence felt here in this one. Milner checked out of the game momentarily. Powell's in for him. McDonald also for three from the top, and Jojo will knock that one down. 8-point lead now. Bridger Johnson set a check in for the Tetons at the next stop. Both teams seeming like they're just starting to wake up here in this one, as there's now a little bit of intensity. Three-pointer coming from Arzola. That'll be way off. Pulled down by Hare. Carson puts it on the deck and pushes it up the court. He's looking for McDonald underneath. JoJo slip now to Powell up top. Hands it back off to Carson in the corner. Hobbs for another look from range. No good. Tipped out of bounds, and they're going to say last touch off of Sauer. Hare comes out of the game. In comes BJ for Williston State. Johnson, the freshman point guard from Williston. See his first trip on. Now checking in for the Tetons is going to be Chris Davis in for Sauer. The Tetons in their home whites with black lettering and trim. The Lumberjacks in their road blacks with green lettering and white trim. Reynolds has it over on the far wing. Takes a jab step, looking to drive, kicks it off. Arzola for another three. He'll knock that one down. Arzola makes it a 5-point game, 12-7 on the American State Bank scoreboard. Johnson hands it off to Powell up on top. Powell takes a couple of dribbles now to Davis. Davis for a quick three. That's going to be off, no good. Toponskovich got tangled up with Powell and hit the ground. That'll be Arzola back up to court. Bottineau looking to charge back into this one. Flip pass over to Toponskovich, looking to drive on Powell. He's going to be cut off, steps through, and there's going to be a foul called on Joaquin underneath. His first personal, second team. And that will send Toponskovich to the stripe. But before we get any further, we're going to have a media timeout on the court. Tetons holding on to a 5-point lead. They've led as many as 8. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Creation Carpets is more than flooring. They're your neighbors, proudly serving Williston and Rockford City. From plush carpet to durable vinyl plank, elegant tile, and stylish blinds, they have the products and professional installation to bring your vision to life. Whether you're updating one room or building your dream home, trust Creation Carpets to do it right. Stop by 501 Main Street in Williston or call 701-774-3950. Creation Carpets, locally owned, expertly installed, always dependable.
Giving Hearts Day is right around the corner on Thursday, February 12th. Join the Williston State College Foundation in celebrating their college and supporting its mission to provide an exceptional education to students right here in Williston. This is Christina Kitchens, WSC Foundation's Donor Relations and Community Outreach Coordinator. We invite you to consider making a donation this Giving Hearts Day. Donations can be made online, in person, or by mail. For more information, please call the Williston State College Foundation at 701-572-9275. We would love to visit with you, and as always, go Tetons!
Mike, we're back here for Teton basketball on 660 Keys News Radio and the Williston State College YouTube page. Tetons ahead by 5, 12-7. At the stripe is Damon Toponskovich for the Lumberjacks. His first one is on the way. Off the side of the iron, no good. He'll have one more coming, looking to make it a 4-point game. Set to come in for Toponskovich is Brandon Selig. Second of two on the way. That one is good. Makes it a 4-point game. Here with 13:43 left in the first. Bridger up the court for the Tetons. Be picked up by Reynolds. Backing down. Now hands it off to McDonald. McDonald with a Powell screen. Pick and roll. Nothing there. Over to Hobbs. Hobbs shimmies. Steps through at the elbow. Gets cut off to Johnson. Drives on Reynolds. Gets a step with the floater. Up it goes. Big bucket for Bridger early. 14-8. Got past Reynolds. Was able to elevate to knock it down. Big screen now by Selig. Gets it off to Arzola underneath. To Tyree, he's going to be turned out, back to Arzola, now to Reynolds, step back three-pointer, that one's going to be in and out, no good. Davis with the rebound for the Tetons. Long pass ahead to McDonald's, reels it in, he's going to drive, floats in the paint, no good. Long rebound comes down to Tyree, he's going to push it, 3-on-2, here comes help. Tyree is going to be no good in the paint, he'll go through, and now foul on Powell, it'll be his second. Tyree gets another bucket. He has 4 and a chance for 5. as now it is a 4-point play and a chance for 3. Out of the game is Jaden Arzola. Checking back in is Mustafa Diamande. Grantham Milner coming in for Powell. As Powell picked up his second here with still 12:47 left to go in the first half. Marquez Tyree at the stripe. Tyree ready to go for his first of two, or for his one of one, rather. And that'll be up and good now. A 3-point possession game, 14-11. McDonald gets it from Johnson. Now to Milner on top. Davis looking down low, and there's going to be a foul called on Luwal. Got tangled up with McDonald cutting through the paint. That'll be number 3 on the Lumberjacks here in this one. Johnson coming out of the game with Hare coming back in. And also Davis checking out with Sauer coming back as the Tetons will be inbounding from underneath their own bucket. 12:37 left to go. It looks like there's Sauer had to tuck in his jersey, and now we're ready to go. It looks like one of the refs also had to talk to Reynolds for keeping his hands off of McDonald before the play started. McDonald got a step, catch and shoot. Can't finish, no good. Reynolds comes down with the rebound. Hare tries to bottle him up. Long pass ahead to Diamande. Gets now to Tyree on the wing. Tyree slows things down, looking for Reynolds. He's to be pushed off the perimeter. Cross over now from Selig. Tyree with a 3. Nope, no good. Hobbs and McDonald go for the same rebound. McDonald able to get there. They just about end up on their backsides and give the turnover. Hobbs driving. High angle, no good. Milner tips it, puts it back, no good again. He's going to have it tipped away from behind, that time by Diamande. Ahead it'll go to Luwal. Luwal steps through, going to be blocked by McDonald. Sauer will take it back. Gets it up to Carson Hare. Now good to Jojo. Jojo steps through, reverse layup, no good. It'll be Milner, had it tipped out of his hands. It'll stay with the Tetons here with 11:49 left to go. Both teams going back and forth for about the last minute. I'll see if Tetons, with a chance to slow things down, can get a bucket in here. 11:49, Carson calls for action. Hare waiting, nothing open, into Hobbs, into the baseline. Eden's going to drive, pick the ball back up, finds Milner in the paint, kicks it out to McDonald. Now to Hare, 13 on the shot clock for the Tetons. Carson gets a screen, looks to step through, throws one up. That's no good off the board, to be tipped around again. Diamande comes down with the rebound. Tetons have not been able to find the touch here so far. Reynolds driving. He's going to pick it up, gets it off to Selig. Holds it at the top of the perimeter. Lots of room for him. Reynolds dumps it off to Selig in the low post. He's going to be backing down on Milner. He'll find it off the glass and in. Brendan Selig with his first points, and it's a 1-point game. Sums it to come in for the Lumberjacks the next stop. Hobbs gets downhill. He'll try to fire it over to Sauer in the corner. It'll hit Luwal. That'll go out of bounds. Selig set to come out of the game with Tupaskovic coming in. Arzola now in for Luwal. And checking back in for Reynolds. See who the last player to come back in is, or come in. Ethan Short will get his first entrance into the game. Andrew Sauer has it on top of the perimeter for the Tetons. Milner put on the line. Now back to Carson Hare. Hare to McDonald. Thought about a 3-pointer. Picks up a screen from Milner to the elbow swing pass. Grantham for a 3 from straight away. No good. Pulled down by Tyree. He gets it off to Arzola. Back down the court. Under 11 left to go. Arzola kicks it up on top to Tyree. Surveilling. Nothing happened. Tipped away. McDonald comes away with the steal. Tetons don't have the numbers. McDonald is going to get knocked to the ground incidentally by Short. They say play on. He gets it back and knocks it down. Jojo with the second triple of the half puts the Tetons back up by 4, 17-13. Jaden Arzola bring the ball back up the court for the Jacks. Screen from Tupaskovic. Good defense by the Tetons to fight through it. Tupaskovic now crossing over on Milner. Stop, looking baseline. Going to be Milner with a steal. He'll get up to Carson. He's going to drive. Goes through a lot of contact. Tupaskovic will pick up the foul. That'll be his first personal. 4th team foul. And Carson will go to the stripe looking for his first points here in this one. Here at the line for a pair. The wall set to check back in for the Lumberjacks here in between free throws. Carson at the line for his first of two. That one is going to be up off the front, no good. Hare will have one more coming as Tyree will check out of the game. For the 5 starters on the court for the Jacks, all 5 for Williston State. Looks like there's a little bit of conversation happening in the blocks, but looks like it was all good-natured as Hare back at the stripe now looking to push it out to a 5-point game once again. And he wills. Hare knocks down his second of 2, goes 1 for 2 from the stripe. It's an 18-13 Teton lead, under 10 minutes left to go in the first half. Jaden Arzola has the ball up on top of the perimeter. Will wave off. Now finally get it over to Edward Lual. Arzola drives. He's going to get a pass to the bucket and not be able to finish. Long pass from Carson Hare up to McDonald. McDonald slows things down on the far wing. Crossing over. Steps into a three-pointer off the back of the iron. No good. Milner pulls down the rebound. Gets it off to Hare. Fresh 20 for the Tetons. Carson from deep. That one off the back. No good. Sauer with the rebound for the Tetons. Sauer back up to McDonald. JoJo crosses over on short. Steps back, looking to find room to operate. Slips through, puts it up and in with people hanging all over him. McDonald now has 12, and Arzola's back up the court with it being a 7-point lead. Arzola again to the wall. Back to Arzola. Toposkovich sets a screen up on top. Big man for 3. That one no good. Didn't hit the rim as McDonald coming through up to the front court. He'll slow things down. Finds Sauer. Falling asleep is Arzola and Andrew with 2 more. He has 6. And a timeout again called by the Jacks. It's going to be a short one. We'll take a short one ourselves. 9-point Teton lead. Back in a half a minute.
Cracking your windshield or a chip that's spinning fast? Don't wait. Call the windshield doctor at 701-572-4088. Open and trust them. They specialize in rod chip repair, full windshield replacement, and so much more. From screen repair to flat glass, picture frame glass, plexiglass, and more. With glass, the windshield doctor has the cure. Past service, fair prices, and hometown pay. Call the windshield doctor today. Your clear choice for crystal clear results.
Mike Crew back here for Teton basketball on 660 Keys News Radio. Tetons up by 9, 22-13 against Dakota College of Bottineau and the Lumberjacks. The official just picking up what was probably a popcorn kernel off the court and throwing it off. Now we're ready to go. Back up come the Jacks. 8:44 and counting. Arzola another drive. He's going to jump stop. Back out goes on top to Poskovich. Good closeout on the perimeter. Arzola again with a drive. Jump stop in the paint. Turnaround floater. Soft off the front. No good. Tipped around. Milner finally comes down with it. Up on top. He'll go to JoJo. Reynolds said to check in on the next stop for the Jacks. McDonald picks up his dribble underneath to Milner. Through contact. In it goes. Grantham. And he just had Arzola underneath to defend. Now that's an 11-point Teton lead, 24-13. Here comes more help off the bench for the Jacks. McKenna said to check in. Long 2-pointer is going to be no good. Safe from going out of bounds, but into the hands of Hare. Back come the Tetons looking for more. Short behind the play. Hare to McDonald. Drives baseline. McDonald steps through, and he's going to be fouled. We'll see who it's on. If it's on the wall, it's his second. And that is going to go against Arzola, it looks like. That'll be his first personal, 15 foul, 2 Tetons, and 4 Lumberjacks now set to check in. McDonald at the stripe for a pair. Tetons with their highest lead so far, sitting at 11, looking to expand that with 2 free throws from JoJo. First one on the way is going to be off the back of the iron, no good. McKenna in for Milner. And it will be Johnson in for McDonald. As Bridger still waits at the scoring table. The lone player to stay in there for the Jacks was Edward Lual, with Tyree Selig to come in, as well as Reynolds. as McDonald knocked down his second of 2 and checked out of the game. And now here comes Arzola back into the game. Tyree will be inbounding the ball, looking to get it into Reynolds. Double team up on top coming for the Tetons. They get it into Reynolds and drop away from the full court defense. Goes a drive by Reynolds, cut off by Hare, screened by Selig up on top, swings it back to Arzola over in the corner. Now to Selig, one-on-one with McKenna, drives. Selig lost the ball, McKenna with the poke away. Good defense by Charlie underneath. Jack setting up for an inbound play. 7:38 left to go in the first half. 13 on the shot clock. Reynolds from his own baseline. Looking, no one open. And Reynolds is going to lose it, but grab it behind his back somehow. Gets it off now to Selig. Pump fake, nothing there. And he's going to get past McKenna and get 2 more points. Selig now has 4. Tetons hustling back. Here comes Hobbs to the elbow. He'll flip one up through a ton of contact all over him. Somehow Hobbs will fight through 4 black jerseys to get a rebound. Sauer now with a baseline drive. He'll step through. Lots of contact. Not sure how that wasn't a foul on Woodcomb, but Andrew will pick up now his 8th points of the game. 7 minutes left to go. 12-point Teton lead. Reynolds gets a screen now up to Woodcomb. He'll hand it off to Arzola. Tyree cutting through, nothing there. Arzola over to Selig on the far wing. Back to Arzola, 2-man game. Arzola shimmy now, gets it into McKenna. Steps down, nothing there. Hare with the rebound, off to Johnson. Johnson up to Hobbs, steps through, gets to the bucket. What a layup by Eden. Striding, he started his gather at the 3-point line. Now has 5 points in the half. Arzola looking to come back. Good recovery for Sauer. Everyone bottled up. Jump pass up on top to Reynolds. Looking to take off on Johnson. And there's going to be a jump ball got by Hare. And there's going to be a full timeout called on the court thanks to the media timeout. 6:21 left to go. Tetons up by 14, 29-15. We'll be back for more in 1 minute.
In the Wyandotte region, we know what makes a community special. People who care and moments worth sharing. Coca-Cola Bottling in Williston is proud to bring families, friends, and neighbors together with ice-cold Coca-Cola and a full lineup of refreshing beverages you love. From gatherings of friends and family to school fundraisers, ball games, and local events, we're here to support our communities and refresh the moments that matter. Coca-Cola, bringing the Wyandotte region together one smile at a time.
Saving money feels impossible when you're young, but Western Cooperative Credit Union is here to help. Our CU Succeed program gives you monthly interest payments, free checking, and a 1% discount on a one-time loan. Plus, earn cash for being on the honor roll with our Good Grades program. Get started today at WCCU.org. Western Cooperative Credit Union. Join the herd. Qualifications apply. Visit us today. Federally insured by NCUA.
Mike Gruber back here for Teton basketball on 660 Keys News Radio. Tetons have the ball and a 14-point lead, 29-15, with 6:18 left to go in the first half. Here comes Carson Hare up the court. McDonald and Davis set to check in. McKenna puts it on the deck. Back to Hare. Behind his back to McKenna. Big pump fake. Now to Hare for 3 from the wing. That'll be up, no good. Sauer with the rebound. Can't handle it. It'll be into the hands of Reynolds. Push it up. Tyree running the outside lane. He'll get the handoff, and it'll be up, no good. Selig with a putback. He now has 6 points in the game, and it's a 12-point Teton lead. Back of the court comes Hare. Carson crosses over now to Hobbs. Hobbs skips back out to Sauer. Sauer's going to be cut off. He'll slow things down, get it again to Eden. Eden picks up a screen from McKenna, drives, gets to the cup, just off the front, no good. Selig taking up a lot of space in the paint, turning Hobbs away. Now to McComb. It'll go to Arzola. Back to Selig, looking to give and go, nothing there. Finds Reynolds, Reynolds crossing over. He's looking to find room to operate. Long two off the back, no good. Tyree had it knocked out of his hands. Tried to save it behind his back, but the Tetons pick it up. Back comes Hobbs up the court. Eden slows it, kicks it back up to Carson. Bullet pass in the corner to to Johnson. Up second pass, Hobbs, far corner three. Got it to go. Tic-tac-toe, Johnson. To Hare, to Hobbs for three. Eden now with 8 in the game. And it's a 15-point Teton lead. Arzola on the far wing. He's going to drive. And as it be, Hare will get in there again and get another tie-up. This time the ball stays with the Lumberjacks. 2 subs coming in for both sides. Into the game for the Tetons is McDonald and Davis. Out goes Johnson and Sauer. Out is McComb as well as Arzola. Inbound pass goes to Selig. He'll put it on the deck himself. He is going to put it in the hands of Diamande. Just back in now to Reynolds. Reynolds crosses over, runs into the wall that is Hobbs. Now Diamande looking to find somebody to get it off to. He'll fire from 3 and gets it to drop. His first dribble of the game. He now has 5, and it's back down to a 12-point Teton lead. Under 4.5 left to go in the first. Hobbs driving. He's going to fire from the elbow, and Eden gets that one to go. He now has 10 in the game. Milner said to check in on the knock stop. So does McDonald. Excuse me, not McDonald, but Johnson. Far wing to Diamande. He's going to go again from 3. No good. Hobbs will reel it in. He'll wait up for the defense to head back and give it off to Carson Hare. Spins in the paint, but he's going to lose the ball. Going to be picked up. And now still a loose ball. McDonald jumps on it. He's going to call timeout to save the possession. It'll be a short one. And Tetons laid it all out on the line. Short timeout. We'll be back with a 14-point Williston State lead in 30 seconds.
Are you ready to find your dream home in Williston or the surrounding area? Basin Brokers, their experienced team is here to make your with helpful buyer resources, expert guidance, you'll feel confident and step of the way. Start your search anytime with their easy to use online property search, basinbrokers.com. It's fast, and it's always up to date. Basin Brokers, local experts, visit basinbrokers.com today and let's get it.
Mike, we're back here for Teton basketball on 660 Keys News Radio and the Williston State College YouTube page. In for Carson Hare is Bridger Johnson. Inbound play coming. It's going to be stolen away by the Jacks and taken right back by the Tetons into the hands of Hobbs. Now back out to McDonald. McDonald drives in the paint. He'll throw one up and in. JoJo gets 2 more in the game. Back of the court now comes Reynolds. Calling out a play. Selig will get down into the low post. Over to Diamande. Diamande hands it off into it's going to be to Tyree in the corner. One-on-one with Davis. Jump pass to Selig out on the wing. Selig's going to fire over Milner. Off the back, no good. Tipped away, and the rebound comes down into the hands of Tyree. Diamande driving. Pulls over Johnson. No call. And then back comes Bridger up the court for Williston State. Johnson up on top. Going to drive through, throws one up, no good. Rebound, going to be loose ball again. Tetons take it away. Hobbs gets it in the corner. He'll take off and drive. He's stopped, looking to find some room. It'll go to Davis for a wing 3. Gets a blow by. He's going to drive, put it up and in. Christopher gets his first bucket of the game. And the Tetons now back up, now up 16 points for the first time. Here comes a 3 from Reynolds straight away, and he'll knock that one down. Reynolds gets his first bucket. Now 38-25. McDonald looking to set up a double screen. Tyree fights over the top. JoJo drives, steps through, cuts off. Nothing there. Out to Johnson for 3. Bridger hits it down. He has 5 points in the game, and the Tetons are back up by 16 points, 41-25. Reynolds back up the court. Going to switch. Now he's one-on-one with Milner. Milner going to dump it off underneath to Selig. Good switch from Grantham back in. They're going to get a foul on the Tetons again. And Milner came down a little bit going up. Grantham gets his first personal, 4th team foul, just 5 on the Lumberjacks. Carson Harris had to check in on the next stop, as is Arzola, as well as Topuskovich for the Lumberjacks. Selig at the line for a pair of shots. He has 6 points so far in the game, and he'll have to wait for his second free throw to try and get 7. Leads the team in scoring here so far in the first. Out of the game goes Bridger. Back in is Hare. Will now take the top slot to rebound for the Tetons. McDonald back defensively along with Arzola and get back for offense along with Arzola and Reynolds. And the second free throw from Selig is going to be up and in. Now he does have a team high, tied with team high 7 points. He'll come out of the game with Topuskovich coming back in. McDonald head of steam. He'll be turned away at the top of the perimeter. Double screen coming. JoJo swing pass going to be taken away by Lual, and he's off to the races for the run out and the easy flush. Edward Lual with 2 points now, 41-28. Hare over to Hobbs. Eden look to drive, has his pocket pick, loose ball on the ground, going to get it off to Arzola. Hobbs looking for a foul. He got hit in the hip. Now Reynolds crossing over on Davis. Step back 3 off the mark, no good. Milner will pull it down. He'll give it off to McDonald. 1:16 left to go. Teton looking to get a splash or two as McDonald's going to be stripped. He keeps his dribble alive, gets past a defender in Diamande, and they're going to call a foul on the Lumberjacks. That will be the 6th team foul. It'll be on Arzola, his second personal. And a late. And coming in for the game for Diamande is Tyree. Hare gets it in from Hobbs. Now double team in the paint. Hobbs finds his way. They collapse on him. Out to McDonald. They get back out defensively. JoJo picks up a screen from Grantham. Nothing there. Looks to drive. Turns around at the elbow. 7 on the shot clock. McDonald goes for a ludicrous floater that drops in there for 2 more. McDonald with 14. Lull him to sleep and pull the trigger. Now it is chance for a 2-for-1 for the Jacks down the stretch. We'll see if they look to get a couple of threes. Topuskovich up on top, backdoor, nothing there. Now out to Reynolds, calling for action. Under 30 seconds left. Reynolds drives, step back, 2-point jumper, gets it over the top of McDonald. Last second now for the Tetons as Reynolds now has 5 points in the game. McDonald over onto the near wing. Hare working on Arzola. Carson crosses over, still 12 seconds left. Defensive pressure rampant up. Carson looking to drive. He's going to get down low, and he'll be fouled with 5 seconds left to go. That one is going to be on to Topuskovich. Leah's second personal, 7th team foul. Now the Tetons just looking to avoid a good, clean look from 3 at the buzzer. Hobbs out guarding Tyree at the Jacks perimeter as Hare will knock down his first. He'll get 1 more. Looking to get 3 points so far in the game. He went 1 of 2 his last trip from the line. Looking to push the lead back out to 15 points. Tetons have led by as many as 16. That one's going to be up and no good. Loose ball. Topuskovich will come down with it. Looking to get it off. He finds it into the hands of Lual at the buzzer, and it'll be over the backboard. No good. The Tetons take a 14-point lead into the half, 44-30. We're going to step away to go get those halftime stats. When we come back, we'll have the breakdown here from the well in Williston. Back in 30 seconds.
We have a lot of laundry. Hi, this is Kyle from Photos of Client and Outdoor Living. We are Williston, the washer and dryer headquarters. Get a hot point top load set for $118. A Whirlpool front loaders, $19.99 a set. We're also your dishwasher replacement headquarters, starting at $4.89. Don't forget Dakota snow throwers and sand-made infrared heaters. Delivery and installation always available at Photos of Client and Outdoor Living. Located south of Life Furniture, 2nd on the west, Williston.
Here at Montrose Williams Electric Cooperative, we believe in you, not us. We are members, owners, families. We love what we do. We are built for you and by you. We give back. We are leaders like you. We empower people. We improve lives. We believe everyone has a unique voice and the power of numbers. We are many members. We are one force, one vision. We are building a better world. Now, together, we are a club.
Creation Carpets is more than flooring. They're your neighbors, proudly serving Williston and Watford City. From plush carpet to durable vinyl plank, elegant tile, and stylish blinds, they have the products and professional installation to bring your vision to life. Whether you're updating one room or building your dream home, trust Creation Carpets to do it right. Stop by 501 Main Street in Williston or call 701-774-3950. Creation Carpets, locally owned, expertly installed, always dependable.
Giving Hearts Day is right around the corner on Thursday, February 12th. Join the Williston State College Foundation in celebrating our college and supporting its mission to provide an exceptional education to students right here in Williston. This is Christina Kitchens, WSC Foundation's Donor Relations and Community Outreach Coordinator. We invite you to consider making a donation this Giving Hearts Day. Donations can be made online, in person, or by mail. For more information, please call the Williston State College Foundation at 701-572-9275. We would love to visit with you, and as always, go Teton.
Got a crack in your windshield or a chip that's spreading fast? Don't wait. Call the Windshield Doctor at 701-572-4088. Locally owned and trusted. They specialize in rod chip repair, full windshield replacement, and so much more. From screen repair to flat glass, picture frame glass, plexiglass, and more. If it's glass, the Windshield Doctor has the cure. Fast service, fair prices, and hometown care. Call the Windshield Doctor today. Your clear choice for crystal clear results.
In the Mondag region, we know what makes a community special. People who care and moments worth sharing. Coca-Cola Bottling of Williston is proud to bring families, friends, and neighbors together with ice-cold Coca-Cola and a full lineup of refreshing beverages you love. From gatherings of friends and family to school fundraisers, ball games, and local events, we're here to support our communities and refresh the moments that matter. Coca-Cola, bringing the Mondag region together one smile at a time.
Saving money feels impossible when you're young, but Western Cooperative Credit Union is here to help. Our CU Succeed program gives you monthly interest payments, free checking, and a 1% discount on a one-time loan. Plus, earn cash for being on the honor roll with our Good Grades program. Get started today at WCCU.org. Western Cooperative Credit Union. Join the herd. Qualifications apply. Visit us today. Federally insured by NCUA.
Are you ready to find your dream home in Williston or the surrounding area? Basin Brokers, their experienced team, is here to make buying or selling a home a breeze. With helpful buyer resources and expert guidance, you'll feel confident every step of the way. Start your search anytime with our easy-to-use online property search, BasinBrokers.com. It's fast, it's local, and it's always up to date. Basin Brokers, local experts, real results. Visit BasinBrokers.com today and let's get moving.
We have a lot of laundry. Hi, this is Kyle from Photos, Appliance, and Outdoor Living. We are Williston's washer and dryer headquarters. With a hot point top load set for $1,218. The Whirlpool front loaders, $19.99 a set. We're also your dishwasher replacement headquarters, starting at $489. Don't forget Dakota snow throwers and sun heat infrared heaters. Delivery and installation always available at Photos, Appliance, and Outdoor Living, located south of I-Kitty Furniture on 2nd Avenue West, Williston.
Mike Crew back here for Teton basketball on 660 Keys News Radio. Tetons have the lead at the half, 44-30 over Dakota College at Bottineau and the Lumberjacks. Taking a look at the stats, starting off with the Lumberjacks. They're led in scoring, 7 points from Mustafa Diamande. I did have to make a correction to my stats here. I had 7 in for Brandon Selig. Instead, he'd had 5 points in the game, and I forgot to did not give 2 to Charlie Morecambe, who has 2 in the game. Also 5 points from Marquez Tyree, 5 from Elijah Reynolds. 2 points coming in for both Morecambe and Luwal, 3 in from Arzola, and 1 point in from Damian Topuskovich in that first half. Looking at shooting, The Jacks were 12 of 31 in the first half for 38%, 3 of 13 from deep, and 3 of 5 from the line. Looking at rebounding, 13 rebounds in that half. They're a -9 in the rebound margin. 11 defensive, just 2 offensive rebounds. Leading the way was Tyree off the bench with 5. 2 assists, 2 steals, no blocks, 7 turnovers, and 7 personal fouls. Tapuskovic and Arzola each with 2, and then it's Diamande, Lual, and Morecambe with 1. Looking at the Tetons, who have that had that 14-point lead here at the break. It'll end in scoring by Josiah McDonald with his 15 points, going 6 of 10 from the field, 2 of 3 from deep, and 1 of 2 from the stripe. Also already in double digits is Eden Hobbs. Hobbsy with 4 of 8 from the field, 2 of them were 3-pointers. He has 10. Andrew Sauer really kicked things off for the Tetons, has 8. Bridger Johnson with 5. And then Chris Davis in with 2. Grantham Milner with 2. And Carson Hare with 2. Shooting percentages for Williston State in the first half. They were 17 of 37 from the field for 45.9%. 5 of 14 for deep for 35%. And 5 of 8 from the stripe for 62%. 22 rebounds as a unit. 15 defensive, 7 offensive. They're led in rebounding by Milner, who has 6 at the break. 8 assists in the half. McDonald with 4. Hare with 3. 6 steals. Hare has 3 of those. And there's 2 blocks, both of them from McDonald. Go along with just 4 turnovers in the half and 3 personal fouls. 1 on Powell, 1 on Milner, and 1 on Hobbs. There's actually 2 on Powell. To make sure, we'll relay that to the stats to make sure they have the book right, but we do have checking here. Powell picking up 2nd personal foul, so Joaquin had 2, and then Grantham with 1, and Hare with 1 for the Tetons. Just under 5 minutes left to go before we get underway with the start of the second half here from Williston. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll break down the advanced stats here from the Well in Williston. Back in 2 minutes. Mike Gruber back here for Teton Basketball on 660 Keys News Radio. Also on the Williston State College YouTube page. Tetons with their 14-point, 44-30 lead at the break. Take a look at the advanced stats. Points in the paint, both teams with 16 points off of turnovers. 10-2 in favor of the Tetons. second chance points 6-4 at Williston State. There have been also bench points is where Dakota College has the advantage, 16 to Williston State's 7. There's been 0 ties, 0 lead changes. The Tetons led that first half wire to wire. Last field goal for the Lumberjacks came with 26 seconds left to go in the half. The last one for the Tetons came with 49. Largest lead for the Tetons was 16 points. That came, it was a few times. It was last at 3:38 left to go in the half. A minute and a half left to go before we start the second. We're going to take a final 1-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll get you going for the start of the second half. Back in a minute. Mike Ruhr back here for Teton basketball on 660 Keys News Radio. Final couple of seconds are waning off the clock as Williston State and Dakota College at Bottineau looking to lock horns here in the second half. The Tetons came out strong after both teams really kind of struggled throughout the first 2-3 minutes of the half. The Tetons who emerged first and really got their offense going and have done a fantastic job defensively here in this one. Back to their first matchup that came earlier in January. That one was 104-88. As we're back in play, Milner set to inbound the ball. Gets it up now. It's just about a steal from the Lumberjacks as the Tetons don't think they were quite expecting the Jacks to come out that aggressively in defense. Now it'll be Hare back up the court for the Tetons. He'll get it over now to Hobbs. Hobbs to McDonald in the corner. He's going to take off on Diamande. Nothing there. Backdoor to Sauer off the glass and in. Andrew Sauer now in double digits for Williston State. He has a 10-point game so far. 19:33 left to go in the second. Arzola on top of the perimeter. Picks up a screen from Toposkovic. Now gets it off to Diamande. Has it poked away from behind by the Tetons. We'll take back over one more time. It'll go back to the Jacks. Arzola set to enter from underneath his own bucket. They get it up on top to the wall. The wall crosses over on Hobbs, trying to bully his way through. Nowhere to go. Back out to Arzola. It'll go again to Diamande in the corner to Puskovic. Drives on Milner. Grantham not giving up any room. There's going to be a block by Grantham. Rebound comes back down to the Tetons. 19:07. McDonald shimmy and a shake, gets into the perimeter. He'll step back out. Second effort past Diamande, and he'll dump it off to Milner. Puts it up, no good. Gets his own rebound, puts it back of and in. Grantham now with 2 points in the game. The Tetons have their largest lead to date, 18 points, 48-30. 8:46 left to go in the second half on the American State Bank scoreboard. McComb over on the far wing, up to Puskovic. That'll go to Diamande. He's pushed away from the perimeter. McComb on the baseline, drive coming from the wall. He'll flip it up, short, no good. Blocked out of bounds on the rebound by Hare. Want to make sure there wasn't an easy putback. Carson also did a good job to stay off the wrist and only make contact with the hand there from the wall. Arzola gets it up on top to the wall, 20 on the shot clock. There's going to be back to Arzola. Hare hits the deck momentarily. Back out on the perimeter. Go to Diamande. McDonald's going to poke it away. JoJo gets there first, and he gets to the bucket for a two-handed flush. JoJo with the run out, and the Tetons are now up by 20, 50-30 on the American State Bank scoreboard. Arzola back up the court for the Jacks. Looks to get it off in the corner, and a miscommunication between Luwal and Arzola, and the pass gets thrown out of bounds. And here comes a line change now for the Bucks. 5 on, 5 off, it looks like. It looks like Luwal will be the lone one to stay in there, so 4 on, 4 off. We're getting all of the subs here in the book. Hobbs will get the ball into McDonald. Be guarded by Tyree up the court. Gets across. Now underneath to Sauer. Sauer back out to McDonald. Fires away over McKenna. That'll be up and in. 3 more for JoJo. He has 19 in the game. 23-point lead. How to go. Here comes a drive by Tyree. And he has it poked away from behind by McDonald. And in front of him was a brick wall called Grantham. And now it's an inbound play underneath for the Lumberjacks. 17:37 left to go. Looking for someone to get the ball in. No one open. Finally, Reynolds finds an opening. Back out onto the perimeter. Three-pointer coming straight away. No good. It'll be tipped out, tipped up, and tipped into the hands of McKenna. And there's going to be a foul called on the Tetons. And Coach Herman cannot believe it as McDonald picks up his second. Inbound play now coming from the near sideline. Short looking to get it in. He'll find Reynolds. Reynolds crosses over, picks up a Selig screen into McKeon. Back to Reynolds for 3, and that'll be good. His second of the game. Down to a 20-point Teton lead. Wilson State looking to keep the pressure up here in the second half. Hare gonna drive, picks up a Milner screen. He'll get through, takes a bump, still no foul called. Rebound comes down to Ethan Short. They're letting him play here this evening. Low look pass to Selig. He'll be into the hands of Milner. Now to Hare. Carson jogs it up the court. Tetons don't want to get out of control. Hare's gonna be fouled, and as he gets hit, he flips it up trying to get it shot. There's gonna be a foul called on McKeon. They do not give Carson the continuation for the shot. And I think Coach Herman is joking with the officials on that as well. Inbound play goes to Carson up on top. Now to McDonald. Crossing over on Tyree. He'll spin. Lost a handle. Gets it back. Floater. Gets another one to drop. That one gets up there about 20 feet before it rains in. 22-point Teton lead. 16 and a half left to go. Reynolds looking to drive. Here comes second help. Flips it up. Somehow gets it a drop. Elijah Reynolds now with 10 in the game. He had 32 in Bottineau against the Tetons. Here comes Hare. He's going to drive. No one open. Milner in the low post. Looking to work on Selig, and he'll lose the ball out of bounds. Back to the Lumberjacks as the Jacks are looking to continue to chip away and build some momentum. 20-point lead here in the second for the Tetons. They've outscored Dakota College at Bottineau 11-5. Reynolds with all 5 of the points. He'll get it off to Selig, looking to drive on Miller. Drop step, puts it up, blocked by Grantham. It's going to be lost out of bounds by Milner. It'll stay with the Jacks, and here comes some reserves in to give Sauer and Milner a break with Davis, as well as Powell checking in. Powell will have to be a little bit careful, playing with 2 fouls, picking up them early in the first half, in about the first 5 minutes. Reynolds bullet into the corner. McKeon takes off up on top. It'll go. Extra commitment up on top of the perimeter, and that's going to result in a foul called on Carson Hare. Carson picks up his first personal. Reynolds again to inbound. Fresh 20 on the shot clock. 15:56 this time. It'll get into Selig in the corner. Back to Reynolds. He's going to fight through, and it's going to be kicked out of bounds by... It looked like it was incidentally kicked out of bounds by Hare, but they're going to call it off of Reynolds, so the Tetons get a break on that one. Carson Hare up the court. He's going to hand it off to Hobbs. Hobbs to McDonald. JoJo looks to get downhill, dumps it underneath the Powell. Powell couldn't handle the pass. He'll get it off into the hands of Short. Back at the court comes Tyree. He's going to be turned away at the perimeter. Open man. Tetons looking to scramble defensively. Up on top, it'll go to Reynolds. Crosses over on Hobbs. Now looks to drive out to Tyree. He'll look to attack in the paint. Flips it up and in. Marquez Tyree now with 9 points in the game. And away from the play, looks like there may have been a technical called, and it was on Tyree. So I think he may have been chirping here a little bit. That will be Tyree's first personal. Sends McDonald to the stripe for the technical shots. JoJo at the line now for his first. That one rolls off, no good. JoJo will get one more. He currently has 21 points in the game. McDonald at the line now for his second of two. That one will be good. 1 of 2 from the stripe. He now has 22 points in the game, and the Tetons are back up by 19. And they will get the ball back coming after those 2 technical free throws. Carson bring the ball up for Williston State. Hare crosses the timeline. Gives it off to McDonald. Back to Hare. Drive on Tyree. Takes a bump, and there's going to be number 2 on Tyree coming real quick. That'll send the Tetons back to the stripe. Third team foul. Second personal, as well as Hare's at the stripe for a couple. First one up for Carson. It's going to rattle in there for his 4th point of the game. Puts the Tetons back up by 20. Teton coaching staff huddled up along the sideline as Hare's second one is up and in. Coach McDade and Coach Herman talking strategy during the timeout. 21-point, 58-37 lead with 15:05 left to go in the second half on the American State Bank scoreboard. Reynolds dumps it off underneath to Selleck. Down low against Powell. Jump hook. Up, no good. Tyree gets the rebound over Hare. Puts it up and in. Marquez Tyree now with 11 in the game. Hare back up the court. This middle portion of the half has started to bog down a little bit. Hare looks to try to swing through. Spins in the paint, and he's going to be fouled. He'll go back to the line. It's either going to be on Selleck or on McKeon. And it's going to go on Cade McKeon, picking up his second personal. 4th team foul. Hare back at the perimeter, stretching his knees out a little bit as Coach Herman walks down the bench. Had a quick word for Johnson as the first one from Hare is going to be up and no good. Carson, one more on the way from the stripe. So far in the game, he is 3 for 4. Now make it 4 of 5. Out of the game is going McKeon. Back in is Lual. Reynolds up the court again for these Jacks. On top of the perimeter now, going to be Reynolds again. 59-39 over onto the far wing to Lual. Looking down low for Tyree. Back up to Reynolds. Good closeout by Davis. Reynolds drives, steps back underneath to Tyree. Flips it up over the top of Powell. Tyree now with 13 in the game. Back comes Hare and the Tetons. 59-41. McDonald, 3-pointer on top of the perimeter. That one's in and out, no good. Rebound comes down to Ethan Short. He's going to push it over to Reynolds. Head of steam up the court. He's going to drive, lose the ball. Powell who comes away with it. He's going to be stripped. No, they're going to say it's off of Powell. Back to the Lumberjacks. 14 minutes left to go. The Lumberjacks waiting for the sign from their sideline. Looks like they get one they like now. Reynolds calls for action. Nothing down low. Short's going to get it out onto the perimeter. Waiting to look. He'll reverse it up on top to Tyree. Tyree back to Reynolds. Steps back. He'll be in the paint now to Lual. He's going to turn around. Little floater. That's up no good. Tipped around by McDonald's. Loose ball on the ground. Still loose ball. And there's going to be a timeout. Going to be called by... No, they're going to call a jump ball. Davis had it. Feverishly calling timeout on the floor. Alternating arrow will keep it with the Lumberjacks, and with that we'll have our first media timeout of the first half. 13:44 left to go in this one. Tetons up by 18 points, 59-41. We'll be back in 1 minute. Mike back here for Teton basketball on 660 Keys News Radio. Tetons have an 18-point lead, 59-41 with 13:44 left to go. Lumberjacks battling hard, trying to climb back into this one. Have the ball coming out of that media timeout. Ball goes in the backcourt to Reynolds. Tetons have outscored the Jacks 15-11 so far in the half. Far wing to Edward Lewall. Bounce pass on the baseline, nothing there. Lewall cutting. He's going to be cut off. Tyree gets it up top to Reynolds. He's going to look to drive, lose the ball. Hobbs gets it up to Davis. Davis, well, puts it up, no good. McDonald the putback. Davis got hit on the elbow by Short on the layup. Now Reynolds has it with McDonald coming up from behind. Selig on top of the perimeter. Gets it back to Reynolds. Short looking to come pick it up. Reynolds slowing things down, calling out the play. Up on top, it'll go to Tyree. Back to Reynolds. He'll fire from three, and they're going to call a foul on Carson Hare on the three-pointer. Didn't see a lot up top or anything down below. Well, that'll put 3 free throws now for Elijah Reynolds, who has 10 points here in the game. He's 3 behind the team high, which sits with Marquez Tyree. Elijah for his first of 3 is going to be up and good. He'll have one more coming. Reynolds with the ball now back at the stripe. Carson Hare having a quick conversation with Coach Herman. And the second of 3 is going to be in. The line now again is Reynolds for his third of 3. Put his next one up and in, and that one will be good. Goes 3 for 3 from the stripe. Hobbs gets it into Hare, who now working up the court. 13:02 left to go. Carson hits the gas and steps on the break. Looking down low, nothing there. Powell come pick it up. McDonald grabs it at the top of the perimeter, crossing over. He'll drive, finds a seam, cut off, tries to step through, jump hook underneath the Powell. He's going to be stripped on the way up and out of bounds. That was stripped by Short. 12 seconds on the shot clock for the Tetons. That 3-point field goal trip now made it a 15-point game, 59-44. Hare looking to get it open, finds Powell inside the perimeter, now to Hobbs. Hobbs from the elbow with the floater, that's no good. It'll be Selig's going to be stripped by Davis, and they're going to call a foul on Davis. That'll be his first personal, 15 foul on the Tetons. As Powell will come out of the game. Milner coming back in. Up the court now comes Reynolds and the Lumberjacks setting up in the half court. Trailing by 15 with a manageable deficit and 12 and a half left to go. Selig driving on Milner. Is going to be stripped. Here comes Hobbs up the court. He gets a step on Reynolds. Is going to be stripped from behind. Back up the court come the Tetons. Davis steals it back. He's trapped. Long pass over to McDonald. Tipped away from him by Selig and into the hands of Tyree. Back up into the hands Now Reynolds has it up on top. Over into the far wing, and there's going to be a kickball called on Carson Hare. Substitution for Williston State. Hare's going to come out of the game with Johnson coming in. Sauer also on the bench for starters for Williston State. Inbound play now goes to Reynolds. Sets a screen now one-on-one with Milner. Underneath to Selig, stolen away by Davis. Davis weaving through traffic up the court. He's going to have it poked away by Reynolds, and he'll go back to Williston State. Johnson set to inbound the ball from the far sideline. Gets into McDonald in the backcourt. JoJo comes up the court. 11:50 left to go. Davis hands it back to McDonald. Looking to find room to operate. Baseline to Haas. Push it in the corner to Davis. Up it'll go to Johnson. Wide open look. That one will be up and in it goes on a second bounce. Second three-pointer of the game for Bridger. He has 8 in the game. Lead is back up to 18. 62-44. Hare getting a cramp stretched out. It'll be Reynolds to the high post. Now to short. Little shimmy underneath to Selig. Mismatch with Johnson. Milner caught upon him. Johnson back out, recovering on short. In the corner, it'll go now to Tyree. Back out to Reynolds. Looking to pull up. He does. Foot was on the line. No good. Rebound comes down underneath to Tyree. He's going to be up. That's going to be no good. Short's going to fall down on his backside and be called for the travel. And that will give it back to Williston State. A heck of a battle by both teams. The Tetons playing bend but don't break, and the Jacks getting all of those offensive boards. Arzola finally set to come back in. Johnson across the timeline, guarded by Reynolds. Hobbs will get it up on top. Eden, pump fake, now to Milner. Eden again, runs into a wall. Davis for 3, up no good, pulled down by Tyree. Tetons back out on defense quickly. Tyree crosses over. Johnson comes away with a steal, and Bridger's going to be tackled by Tyree. That'll be his 3rd. 2 just got tangled up. And Johnson now checking his elbows to make sure they're all right. Substitute coming into the game for short is going to be Arzola. 10:43 left to go in the game. Milner set to trigger now for Williston State. Gets it up into Johnson, head of steam, top of the perimeter. He'll hand it off to Hobbs. Hobbs crosses over. Uses his body to get it off the glass. No good. Can't find that range from that short push shot so far in the game. 10.5 left to go. Here comes Selig looking to get it down low. Nothing there. Out to go to Arzola for 3. That'll be no good. Long rebound. It'll be a foul called on McDonald. Him and Arzola kind of got caught going for a 50-50. And JoJo will pick up another one. That'll be the 5th team foul on the Tetons. First on McDonald. Inbounding the ball for the Jacks is going to be Lual. He'll get it into Reynolds in the backcourt. Screen coming up on top from Selig. Kicks it out onto the perimeter to Arzola. Arzola, another screen from Selig. Steps back, one-on-one with Johnson in the paint. Here comes help defense. Picks it back up again. Arzola, somehow he didn't travel. Misses the short shot. Picked up by Milner. Off to Hobbs. Eden, fancy work. Spins in the paint. Somehow it'll be tipped up to the hands of Johnson. He'll slow things down. He'll be guarded by Lual. Bridger looking to drive, kicks it back out to Hobbs. Hobbs drives, step back from the free throw line. Floater up, no good. Lual with the rebound. He'll race it back up the court. 9:45 left to go. Into the corner to Arzola for 3. Off the mark. Davis with the rebound. He goes to McDonald. Him and Johnson are ahead. Bridger gets wide. McDonald loses the footing. It'll be pulled down by Reynolds. He's pushing it up on Milner. Crosses over, and Milner with the block. He's going to get it ahead to Johnson. Bridger pushes it up 3-on-2. Johnson attacks underneath to Davis. Lays it up and in. Chris with his first bucket of the game. Tetons want to take a timeout to slow things down. We're going to take a timeout as well. We'll be back for more Teton basketball in what looks to be a full minute timeout. Mike Brewer back here for Teton basketball on 660 Keys News Radio. Tetons back up by 20, 64-44. Lumberjacks with the ball. Back into the game for Williston State is Carson Hare. He came in for Josiah McDonald. Now Hare looking to see if he can poke it away from Reynolds. Calls for a clear out. Going to take up Carson one-on-one. Reynolds will get a step on Hare. Slow things down out the top of the perimeter. There's a screen up on top set by Tupuskovic, who is just back into the game. Long pass out over on the far wing to Tyree. He gets it up on top to Arzola. Calling for a screen. Switch and a drive. Davis stays in front of him. Out to Reynolds. Down underneath. It'll go now in the paint to Tyree. Up and over the top. He had the advantage with Hare in the post with him. Carson up the court for Williston State. He'll spin on Arzola. Arzola drive. Gets to the cup. Hare in with ease for two more. He has 8 in the game. 66-44. Tetons up by 22. Tupuskovic, another big screen. Arzola kicks it into the corner. Tyree for 3. That'll be no good. It's Lual for 3. Tyree with the rebound. Reynolds straight away, no good. Davis with the rebound this time. He'll slow things down. Gets it off to Bridger. BJ trapped. Swing pass to Hobbs on the baseline. He barrels through. Throws up the short shot. Milner picks up the air ball. He works in the paint. Back up top to Hare. Hare tries to swing it to Johnson. Bridger back on defense. Didn't have a chance to get in front of Tyree, so he doesn't go for a gamble or a dangerous play. Tyree now with 15. Miller looking to inbound the ball. Quickly gets into BJ. 20-point lead, 66-46. Under 8 minutes left to go in the game. Johnson's going to drive on Tupuskovic. Puts it up, no good. Milner with a putback. Tupuskovic with the rebound. Looks like he almost trying to get his arm free, and for a second it looks like he threw a haymaker. Tupuskovic goes straight away with a triple. That's no good. Rebound comes down to Davis. And Coach Herman says, hey, let's get it going. Out to Davis along the perimeter. Davis looking for Hobbs. Nothing there. Going to put through. Hare will come pick it up. Arzola right on his back. Milner gets it in the post. Over Arzola. No good. Gets the own rebound, and he's going to be fouled that time. That one looks to go on Luwal to pick up his second personal. 3 Tetons and 2 Lumberjacks had to come in. You're in between free throws. Second on Luwal. 16 foul on the Lumberjacks. Their last to give. At the stripe is Milner for the Furs. That one rolls around and falls off the lip. Johnson coming out of the game with McDonald checking back in. Also back in is Andrew Sauer. Reynolds and Luwal out of the game for the Jacks as Milner will hit his second of 2, and he'll come out of the game as well with Powell checking in. Into the game for the Lumberjacks is Charlie McComb back in. And also in there for Reynolds was Mustafa Diamande. Arzola up on top. Underneath it'll go. McKenna's going to block. Oh, McKenna's going to be called for a foul underneath. Looks like he got a clean block there. It'll send Marquez to the stripe. So you thought it was Powell going in. Didn't even look to see, and it was Charlie McKenna. As McKenna picks up his first personal. 6-team foul now on Williston State. At the stripe is Marquez Tyree for a pair. His first one is going to be up and in. Tyree now 2 for 2 at the stripe. He's also hit 7 2-point field goals here in the game. He went for his second of 2. That one is good as well. McDonald with the ball up the court. He gets a clear out from McKenna, now hands the ball to Hobbs. Hobbs looking to find some room, kicks it to Hare, wide open look for Carson. That one's in there. Carson now in double digits. He has 11, and the Tetons are back up by 22. 6:45 left to go in the game. Arosa gets it out to Tupuskovic. Hands it off to Diamande, trying to find room to operate. Nothing there to McComb. McComb trapped on the elbow. Back to Arzola. Arzola to Diamande for 3 from the near wing. Soft out the front of the iron, no good. Loose ball on the floor. McComb's able to get the little shovel pass underneath from Tyree and puts it up and in. McComb's first 2 points of the game make it now 70-50. Here comes Carson. He's going to drive at the elbow. Whips it to Hare. Carson gets into the area. Euro steps up. No good. Good defense by Topuskovich. Diamande driving. McDonald with the big block, and there's going to be a foul called on the ground. That'll be number 2 on McKenna. And with that stoppage, there's going to be a timeout on the court. With 6:04 left to go here in this one. Final media timeout of the game. It'll be a 1-minute-er. We'll be back in 1 minute. Mike Ritter back here for Teton basketball on 660 Keys News Radio. At the line, Mustafa Diamande for Dakota College at Bottineau after Charlie McKenna picked up his second foul. Diamande at the stripe, looking to increase upon his 5-point performance so far here in this one. Diamande at the line, his first of 2 is going to be up and in. We'll have one more coming. That was a 7th-team foul on Williston State. The Jacks sitting at 6, so both teams will be shooting the rest of the way. Diamande's second is up and good, makes it an 18-point game. Inbound pass goes to Diamande. He's going to steal it away from McDonald, and he'll lose it out of bounds. Good defensive play by Mustafa Diamande. He made a great one here to start off the half, just about did get a steal that time. As now Hobbs will be inbounding. Here comes a full court press. Eden calls for action. Bounce pass into McDonald. Trap comes back to go to Eden, up to Carson. Hare looks to drive it across now. Gets a step on Azarol, and there's going to be a foul called on Tyree. That's going to be number 4 on him. And send Carson Hare to the stripe for a 1-on-1. 5:53 left to go in the game. Tetons up 72-52. Now Tyree, who leads this Lumberjacks team in scoring this evening, will have to be a little carefuler on both sides of the ball as Hare's at the stripe for his first half of the 1-and-1. That one will be in. Carson now with 12 points in the game. Williston State currently with 4 players in double digits. Johnson 2 away with 8. As the next one will rattle around and drop in there. Hare now with 13. Arzola back up into the front court. Pass it over to Tyree, gets it right back. Screen from Selig. He has it up on top. Jab step, looks to drive on McKenna. Charlie does a great job defense, and I don't know what you want McKenna to do better than that. And he's going to pick up his 3rd personal. So that'll send Selig to the stripe. He has 5 points in the game. His first one is going to be on the way and in. We'll have one more coming. 72-53. Brandon Selig at the stripe for his second of 2. That one will be good as well. Inbound pass goes to Hare. He'll get it back to Hobbs. Hobbs will kick it back to Carson. Works his way up the court again. Jump pass back to Hare. He'll hold on, swings it to McDonald, crosses over on Selig to Hobbs for a wing 3. Off the front of the iron, no good. Now 72-54, back up. It'll be Arzola gets a screen. Top of the perimeter looking for Selick. Finds him in the mid-post. Backing down on McKenna. Jump hook over the top of Charlie. That one goes in again for Selick. He now has 8 points in the game. McKenna setting a screen. Here comes Hobbs. He's going to drive. Milner set a check back in, and there will be a... Hobbs was calling timeout, yelling right at an official, and he did not get the timeout as he's being wrapped up, and it was a jump ball with the alternating arrow, giving it back to the Tetons. During that stoppage, McKenna out of the game with Milner in. McDonald will get it in the post. Pass it back to Hare, now to Sauer. Sauer picks it up. Over to Carson on the near wing. Carson will drive. He'll step it back, trying to find some room to operate. Flips it, tries to flip it to Milner, and that one will be out of bounds. And Coach Herman says, hey, let's run some offense. 72-56. Tetons have outscored the Lumberjacks by 2 in the half, 28-26. Arzola crosses over, gets it up on top to Selick. He's going to drive. He gets to the cup for 2. Brandon Selick with 12 in the game, and it's now a 14-point lead. Here comes Hare up the court. He's going to drive, cut off by Selick. Stops the ball on the perimeter now to McDonald. McDonald underneath to Milner for 2. That's no good. Grantham gets his own rebound. Hobbs lays it up, and he's going to be fouled by McComb. That'll be his second. Hobbs going to the line for 2. 8th team foul on the Jacks. Both teams now with 8. Hobbs to the line. He's at 12 points so far in the game. Looking for one more to tie with Carson Hare and a second to surpass in scoring. Eden's first one is going to be good. He'll have one more left. Lead is back to 15, looking to make it 16. Hobbs at the line now for his second of 2. That one rolls around, no good. It'll be brought down by the Jacks. They come back up the court. Arzola has it up on top. Get it over. Here comes Selick for 3 off the back of the iron. No good. Tipped away from Hobbs by Tyree. Up to Arzola in the corner for McComb. Gets into Tyree, backing down on Milner. Milner not giving any room. Tyree's going to put it up. That's a block by Milner. Hobbs gets the rebound. He's racing up the court. Tapped away from behind by Tyree. Jacks get the ball back. Arzola up the court, past Hobbs. Now to Tyree. Bounce pass to Selick in the paint. He'll flip one up and drop in there. Selick now with 14 in the game. Down to a 13-point Teton lead with 3:35 left to go. Sauer gets it across to Hare, underneath to Milner. Milner kicks it into the corner, intercepted by Arzola, and the Jacks can cut it to 10 if they can hit a triple with a short set to come in on the next stop. Arzola driving. He's going to lay it up and in for 2. He has 5 points in the game. Milner gets the ball into McDonald. He's going to have it tipped away from him, and it'll go underneath to Diamande, back to Tyree, and it's a 9-point game. Milner gets it into Hare, racing across the timeline to McDonald, who's going to lose it out of bounds. And the Tetons' wheels have fallen off in about the last 2.5 minutes of game time. It's gone from a 22-point lead down to a 9-point lead. We had full timeout called on the court. We'll take a full one as well. Back in a minute. Mike, we're back here for Teton basketball on 660 Keys News Radio. The Tetons thought they had a comfortable lead here just a couple of minutes ago. Now it's down to 9, 73-64. Full court press coming again for the Jacks, and they have the ball coming out of this timeout. Chance to cut it even further. Arzola with the ball working his way up the court. Be guarded by Carson Hare. Hare will cross over. Now he's going to pick up a screen from Selig. Selig got away with a big travel, and now a Bulls over Milner underneath, and Selig puts it up and in. Talk about swallowing whistles here late. Now 73-66. McDonald flips it over to Hobbs. Hobbs going for a quick three-pointer. That one is going to be good, and there's going to be a foul called on Diamande. Hobbs with a huge bucket for Williston State. He has 16. And that foul is going to go against Diamande, his second personal, and put Milner to the line for a 1-and-1. This may end up potentially a 5-point possession. Grantham at the stripe for a 1-and-1. That was the 9th team foul on the Bucks. Here comes his first. He knocks it down. Big fella now looking for one more. Lead is back up to 11, looking to make it a full 4-possession game with 2:29 left to go. Milner at the stripe. Here comes 2 of 2. That one rattles and drops in there. Grantham now has 6. Huge free throws. Arzola pushing up the court. Looking for a screen from Selig on top. Hare forces over the top of it. Long pass to Selig. He's going to drive on Milner. Nothing there. Hands it off to Tyree from the elbow. Back to Selig. One-on-one with Milner underneath. And it's going to be a block by Milner down low. Puts it, Tyree puts it up. Somehow gets it back up and in. He now has 17 in the game. 2 minutes left to go. This will be McDonald crosses the timeline. He's going to cross over on Arzola. Now a second effort past Selig. Nothing there. He'll get it to Sauer on the elbow. Andrews cut off up on top to McDonald. 1:50 left, 15 on the shot clock. McDonald on top of the perimeter. Crosses over, looking to get some room to operate. Floats one up, no good. Pulled down by Hill, or pulled down by Short. We'll push it back up into the hands of Arzola. Crosses over. 10-point game, 78-68. Buck and a half left to go. 3-pointer from Diamande. He gets that one to go. He has 10 points. It's a 7-point game, 78-71 with 1:26 left. Full timeout on the court. We'll take a full one as well. Back in 1 minute. Mike Gruber back here for Teton basketball on 660 Keys News Radio. Tetons have the lead up by 7. It's been a 15-point swing over the last couple of minutes. Inbound play goes to Hare, back to Hobbs, puts it up to Sauer. Sauer reverses, crosses over on the defender. He's going to flip it over to Hobbs. He'll get it off to Hare now on the far wing. Eden crosses over to McDonald. 1:13 left, pulls it back. 15 on the shot clock. McDonald to the elbow, looking to operate, nothing there. Out to Hare for 3, off the mark. It'll be tipped up by Hare into the hands of Arzola, pushing up the court. Here comes Tyree up back to Arzola. Picks up a screen from Selig. Pick and roll. See if they feed the big man again. It's going to be kicked out of bounds by McDonald. That'll add a second back to the shot clock. Put it up to 20. 52 seconds left to go in this game. Reynolds back into the game. A little more sharpshooting. He'll come in for short. Now the Jacks looking to see who's going to be inbounding. They give the ball to Reynolds, guarded by Hare. They get it to Selig. Selig looking to hand it back. He's going to be stripped by Carson, and the Tetons will take over under a minute left to go. 45 seconds left to go. McDonald pushes it across the timeline, crosses over by Reynolds. He'll pull it back. Now waiting for the foul up on top to Hare. Back to McDonald. Carson waiting. 15 on the shot clock. McDonald flips it over to Hobbs. Hobbs underneath to Sauer. Andrew puts it up and in for two. Sauer with now 12 in the game, and it's a 9-point Teton lead. 25 seconds left to go. Arzola with a big screen. Mid-range jumper is going to be no good. Tyree landed out of bounds, and that'll give it back to Williston State. 19.3 left to go. And it looks like, despite a miracle now, the feverish comeback for the Jacks is going to be for naught. And now McDonald trying to get fouled by the Jacks. And it took a few efforts because with how infrequent these whistles have been blowing, that was just the 10th foul of the game, of the half on the Jacks with 15.4 left to go. That was also foul number 5 on Marquez Tyree. He'll come out of the game with Ishan Short coming back in. McDonald at the stripe now for 2 for Williston State. Waiting at the stripe. His first one is going to be on the way, and that'll rattle in and out. No good. Coach Herman saying no fouls, no threes. McDonald again at the stripe. Here comes his second of 2 from the line. That one is good for JoJo. He has 23 in the game. 81-71, 10-point lead. Reynolds picks up a screen from Selig. Now a 3 from Diamande. He'll knock another one down. That'll be make it now 81-74. A 7-point lead with 8.1 seconds left to go. Full timeout called by the Lumberjacks. After that make, we'll take a full one as well. Back in 1 more minute.
We are members, owners, family. We love what we do. We are built for you and by you. We give back. We are leaders, life changers. We empower people. We improve lives. We believe everyone has a unique voice and the power of numbers. We are many members. We are one force, one vision. We are building a better world. Now, together, we are one.
Creation Carpets is more than flooring. They're your neighbors, proudly serving Williston and Watford City. From plush carpet to durable vinyl plank, elegant tile, and stylish blinds, they have the products and professional installation that bring your vision to life. Whether you're updating one room or building your dream home, trust Creation Carpets to do it right. Stop by 501 Main Street in Williston or call 701-774-3950. Creation Carpets, locally owned, expertly installed, always dependable.
Mike, we're back here for Teton basketball. 8.1 seconds left to go. Inbound play goes to Carson Hare, and he's going to be fouled immediately by Jaden Arzola. And everyone will walk the distance of the court. 7 seconds left to go. There might be a quick timeout coming after these free throws for the Jacks to advance the ball to the half-court line. The line now is Carson for the first. That's going to be up and good. He now has 14 points in the game. Hare looking for the dagger to make it a 3-point or 3-possession game with 7 seconds left, and he'll be off the back of the iron, and he'll get his own rebound. He'll dribble it out to McDonald. McDonald now dribbling it along the timeline, and that will be the end of it. An offensive rebound seals the deal as the Tetons come away with an 8-point win over the Lumberjacks here at the Well in Williston. We'll be back for the post-game wrap-up, the Windshield Doctor post-game report, and the WCCU player of the game in 5 minutes.
572-9275. We would love to visit with you, and as always, go Tetons.
Got a crack in your windshield or a chip that's spreading fast? Don't wait. Call the Windshield Doctor at 701-572-4088. Locally owned and trusted. They specialize in rod chip repair, full windshield replacement, and so much more. From screen repair to flat glass, picture frame glass, plexiglass, and mirrors. If it's glass, the Windshield Doctor has the cure. Fast service, fair prices, and hometown care. Call the Windshield Doctor today. Your clear choice for crystal clear results.
In the Mondack region, we know what makes a community special. People who care and moments worth sharing. Coca-Cola Bottling of Williston is proud to bring families, friends, and neighbors together with ice-cold Coca-Cola and a full lineup of refreshing beverages you love. From gatherings of friends and family to school fundraisers, ball games, and local events, we're here to support our communities and refresh the moments that matter. Coca-Cola, bringing the Mondack region together one smile at a time.
Saving money feels impossible when you're young, but Western Cooperative Credit Union is here to help. Our CU Succeed program gives you monthly interest payments, free checking, and a 1% discount on a one-time loan. Plus, earn cash for being on the honor roll with our Good Grades program. Get started today at WCCU.org. Western Cooperative Credit Union. Join the herd. Qualifications apply. Visit us today. Federally insured by NCUA.
Are you ready to find your dream home in Williston or the surrounding area? At Basin Brokers, their experienced team is here to make buying or selling a home up breeze. With helpful buyer resources and expert guidance, you'll feel confident every step of the way. Start your search anytime with their easy-to-use online property search at basinbrokers.com. It's fast, it's local, and it's always up to date. Basin Brokers, local experts, real results. Visit basinbrokers.com today, and let's get moving.
Mike Rubeck here for Teton basketball on 660 Keys News Radio. Tetons come away with the win and the sweep here tonight against Dakota College at Bottineau. They split the season in conference play on the men's side, and that's the game we're looking at right here. The Tetons win 74-82. Williston State outscored Dakota College at Bottineau in the first half, 44-30. Bottineau edged Williston State by 6 in the second half, 44-38. The bulk of those points came within the last about 5 minutes of play when Dakota College at Bottineau erased a 22-point lead and got it down to as little as 7. Well, the Tetons said no more than that as they were able to fend off the Lumberjacks. Leading the way in scoring for the Jacks is 19 points from Marquez Tyree on 8 of 12 shooting, going 3 of 3 from the line. 17 points off the bench as well from Brandon Selig on 7 of 14 shooting and 3 of 4 from the line. 15 points from Mustafa Diamande, 5 of 12 shooting, 3 of 7 from deep and 2 of 2 from the line. And 13 points for Elijah Reynolds. He had 4 of 11 shooting, 2 of those were three-pointers, and he also went 3 of 3 from the line. Also scoring for the Lumberjacks, Jaden Orzola had 5 points, 2 from Edward Luwal and Charlie Morecum, and 1 point from Damian Tupuskovic. Shooting in the second half, 16 of 37 for 43% for the Jacks, 3 of 11 from deep for 27, and 9 of 9 from the line. Overall in the game, they were 28 of 68 from the field for 41%, 6 of 24 from deep for 25%, and 12 of 14 from the line for 85%. 36 rebounds in the game. That was even with the Tetons. 24 defensive, 12 offensive, 6 assists, 10 steals, no blocks recorded, 19 turnovers, and 18 personal fouls. Looking now at Williston State and the Tetons, they're led in scoring by Josiah McDonald. He finished with 24 in the game on 9 of 15 shooting, 3 of 5 from deep, and 3 of 6 from the stripe. 14 points came in from Eden Hobbs on 4 of 15 shooting, 3 of 5 from deep, and 1 of 2 from the line. 13 points from Carson Hare on 2 of 8 shooting, 1 of 4 from deep, and 8 of 12 from the free throw line. And Andrew Sauer finished with 12 points on 5 of 8 shooting and 2 of 2 from the stripe. Also scoring for Williston State, 8 points off the bench for Bridger Johnson, 7 from Grantham Milner, and 4 also off the bench from Christopher Davis. In the second half, the Tetons shot 11 of 28 from the field for 39%, 4 of 8 from beyond the arc, and 12 of 18 from deep. Overall in the game, Williston State was 28 of 65 from the field for 43%, 9 of 22 from deep for 41%, and from the free throw line, they shot 17 of 26 for just 65%. Rebounding, the Tetons finished with 36 rebounds, 23 defensive, 13 offensive. Leading the way for the Tetons was Milner. He had 13 rebounds in the game, 5 defensive, 8 offensive rebounds, 14 assists for the Tetons. They're led by McDonald, who had 5 blocks, 15 turnovers, and 12 personal fouls. Looking at the advanced stats here, points in the paint, 42-28 in favor of the Lumberjacks. Points off of turnovers, 23-16 Williston State. Second chance points, 13-10 Jacks. And bench points was 50-12 in favor of Dakota College at Bottineau. So the Lumberjacks got only 24 points from their starting 5 here in this one. En route to Williston State taking the win by the final of 82-74. Largest lead of the game was 23. That came just into the first half with 17:49 left to go in the game. And it was a wire-to-wire lead for Williston State here now in this one. The Tetons advance in the standings now as we refresh the Montague Conference standings. Tetons are now at 4-3, 1 game ahead of these Lumberjacks who are at 3-4. And for the time being, they are tied even with Miles Community College and the Pioneers, who they will meet on Thursday in Miles City, looking to avenge a loss here at home in the Well in Williston. That's going to be it for this Wind Chill Doctor post-game report right here on 660 Keys News Radio. Wind Chill Doctor, your local experts for fast, reliable trip repair and full windshield replacement. We're going to take a quick 30-second timeout. When we come back, we will have the Western Cooperative Credit Union player of the game.
We have a lot of laundry. Hi, this is Kyle from Boto's Appliance and Outdoor Living. We are Williston's washer and dryer headquarters. Get a Hot Point top-load set for $1,218. Or Whirlpool front loaders for $19.99 a set. We're also your dishwasher replacement headquarters, starting at $4.89. Don't forget the Toro snow throwers and Sun Heat infrared heaters. Delivery and installation always available at Boto's Appliance and Outdoor Living, located south of Mike Heating Furniture on 2nd Avenue West, Williston.
Mike Ruder back here for Teton Basketball on 660 Keys News Radio. All that's left to put a cherry on this one is to name the Western Cooperative Credit Union player of the game, and that's going to go to Josiah McDonald for his 24 points in this one to go along with his 5 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks to help the Tetons on their way to their 82-74 win over the Dakota College at Bottineau Lumberjacks. That's going to be it for this edition of Teton Athletics right here on 660 Keys News Radio. I'd like to thank Emma back at the station for keeping us on the air and sounding good, as well as all of you for tuning into this and every edition of Teton Basketball right here on 660 Keys News Radio. Coming up next for sports right here on 660, will be at home tomorrow for Coyote basketball. That'll be at the John Cole Gymnasium as the Coyotes will take on Minot High's game starting at 6 p.m. Until next time, sports fans, I'm Mike Ruder.
Billy, man, come on. 6 o'clock news says somebody been shot. Somebody's been abused. Somebody blew up a building. Somebody stole a car. Somebody got away. Somebody didn't get too far. Yeah, they didn't get too far.
Grandpappy told my pappy back in my day, son, a man had the answer for the wicked that he done. Take all the rope in Texas, find a tall oak tree, round up all of them bad boys, hang 'em high in the street. For all the people to see.
That justice is the one thing you should always find. You gotta saddle up your boys, you gotta draw a hard line.
When the gun smoke settles, we'll sing a victory tune, and we'll all meet back at the local saloon.
We'll raise up our glasses against evil forces, singing whiskey for my men, beer for my horses.